This is What Your Palate, just letting you know what you're in for the next podcast coming up. So we got a couple special guests. We got Kenny Flowers and Christina, or Jet Set Christina, I should say. And we're talking about traveling, we're talking about fashion, we're talking about a collaboration we did.
Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to hear more about, how to grow a business in many different ways and have fun doing it.
How to grow a
and
business,
enjoy
how to
life,
grow a mustache.
Yeah. Then listen to the goddamn podcast.
Oh, my gosh.
We need to do a proper introduction for Christina. So
Wow.
if you guys got the last episode, this is the second segment of that. We've got Kenny Flowers and Christina, and they both in their own rights have amazing jobs that we should all be jealous of. So designing Hawaiian shirts, resort wear, that sort of thing, and then and travel blogging, right? So
Yeah.
Jet Set Christina is your handle.
Yes, at Jet Set Christina. I've been travel blogging since 2013, since before Kenny was making Hawaiian shirts.
Okay.
But we were each other's biggest fans. We were actually friends at the time. And
Friend zoned.
Yeah,
at the
I had
time.
friends zoned him.
I want to hear the story about how you got out of the friend zone.
I've
That's
been waiting for this story because
No, we met in college, and we always had a thing for each other, and I just knew it. He was the one, but I knew I had to press the pause button a little bit. We had to find ourselves first.
That's
you know?
very
He was-
responsible
yeah.
of you in your 20s. Like,
Yeah.
that's usually not how it unfolds.
I was like, I don't get it. Like, she's like, there's a, she was like, she knew.
Wait, so can I just, I want to hear your perspective, the timeline, right? So
Yeah.
you're already a travel blogger.
Yeah.
And you guys are friends from college.
Yep.
And your friends just, talking whatever, and you're already traveling, doing your thing.
Yeah.
And then, so at what point do you guys find out, like, did you go to Bali with him?
Yeah. So what happened was one of my best girlfriends was like, I really want to go to Bali. And it was like 2016. It was kind of before Bali was as big as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, one of my best guy friends lives there. So, and he was just starting Kenny Flowers, and everyone, I was telling
like a
everyone
year
about
in.
what he was
Yeah.
doing. I was walking around, I was living in San Francisco at the time, and I was going to bars, and like anyone that was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, I would go up to them and be like, you have to check out Kenny Flowers. My friend just started this awesome Hawaiian shirt
she
brand.
was like
I
a
was
sales
like,
rep.
I literally, he made me business cards that said like Director of Vibes San Francisco.
No
Yeah.
way.
Director of Vibes San Francisco.
That is awesome.
So I would go, any guy wearing a Hawaiian shirt in San Francisco, I would slip a business card in his pocket.
Yeah.
And like it's like that was my job.
that's, I like that.
Director of Vibes?
Yeah.
That was one of your jobs.
I was actually working
first
in the
unofficial
corporate
hire.
world at the time. I was working in marketing for a tech company, and I was doing my travel blog on the side, and Kenny was off doing Kenny Flowers, and we were always chatting, always like connecting. I had boyfriends that hated him.
Oh, because you were the threat.
He was
That was the fun best friend.
He was the best friend getting off the plane
would come into
from
town and be like, let's
Bali.
go get bottomless mimosas and then get on a party bus to Napa.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
would literally come off the plane from Bali with a bag full of Hawaiian shirts for all of his friends, and he had this like golden tan, and my boyfriends would be like, "What? Like this is your best friend? Like what?"
They're like, please tell me he's gay, and you're like, sorry,
No.
he's
not.
Okay, I don't mean, did you ever have any of them like kind of like come up to you and be like, bro, like you got?
Well, I did make an honest effort to like try to be friendly with and to them,
Yeah.
like because I wanted the best for her, and even if I didn't understand why she was with them, I was at least like, hey, I'll see support it. But it was funny. It was like I think it was like a year into
Yeah, they're
dating. You're
actually.
like, so
They're all
and so,
winemakers. They
couldn't
make
stop.
wine for Pinot Noir. And I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like you're-
All the exes.
The rival to Belgas. I couldn't even think of a rival to Belgas.
Oh, yeah.
There isn't any.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty funny start, but then it was like by the time it was like past friend zone, the Bali trip, it was just like, wait a second, like this is this is why she friend zoned me, for a time, and then it got to that time, and it was awesome from there. It was all in.
Yeah, so I went to Bali.
It wasn't like, oh, let me like date this girl that I used to be best friends with. It was like, wait, no, like I'm serious. This is the one. Like that's the intention, and let's start that.
That's awesome.
The speed story is I went to Bali with a girlfriend, visited Kenny. Kind of, sparks flew. The rest is history. We dated long distance for a while while he was living in Bali, and then I quit my corporate job, moved to Bali full time. We just went all in on being entrepreneurs together, separately but together, and then I wanted the women to join the Kenny Flowers party. He was making all men's stuff, and I was like, the girls want something too. Like, we got to make some dresses. We got to make some swimwear. I always loved the Kenny Flowers energy and the vibe and the colors and the prints. And
because even
wanted
if
to bring that to the ladies.
Even if at that time it was like all men's products, it was like still so many of our customers, like the buyers, were female. Or the people influencing the buying decisions were female. I heard something that was like 80+% of all purchases are by female or influenced by. Like how many times do you say, hey, should I get this? Hey, do I, and that, when you start thinking that way, it's like, hey, like, it was always from the beginning a goal of mine to not just be a, guy company, but I wanted to be something a girlfriend would want to buy a boyfriend, a mom would want to buy a son, in addition to like the guy wanting it too. So she really came in with
as a travel blogger, influencer. I was working with a lot of clothing brands, a lot of swimwear brands, and I just knew that I could make a better product than this type of product that I was being gifted and paid to promote. And I was like getting bikinis that were $300, and they were just made so poorly. They were just not what I wanted to, like, I don't know, just not what I wanted to spend $300 on. Like, it was just, and I was like, we can make something so much better than this. And I think there is a gap in the market for that, and for high quality swimwear, resort wear that's at kind of like approachable luxury level.
I think that's a good point. I mean, that's where I think we thrive too in the wine side, is like, you don't want to be in the stratosphere. Because the stratosphere ostracizes so many potential customers. You want to, not be greedy about it, and be more, collaborative in the sense of like, we want people to come into this next level. It may be something that becomes their everyday, but oftentimes in the beginning it's a stretch, right? You're like, all right, well, you're coming off a $10 bottle, maybe moving up to a 20, and then seeing the value there, and then maybe for a special occasion you go to 50, and you see the value there, and you never want to go back down. Like if you're driving, a Mercedes, you're never going to want to go back down to like, a 1985 Nissan, right? Like you want to keep, it's just humans we all aspire to the next step. So when you find that new benchmark where, I mean, I can see, Kenny Flowers being a benchmark of clothing for men and now women, that's kind of like, this is where I start, and this is my everyday. And I hope that, I mean, I think you guys are, I love the conversation we had in the previous episode where it was like, getting the family, the couple, the family, the group, having that be more of a normal thing, because I think that's a hell of a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And people are appreciating it now more than I remember in the past.
Right.
Totally.
Definitely.
I was just going to say, we have a line that we say about that, which is teach your customers quality. We always say that at Kenny Flowers, and it's like what you were saying, where once you know quality, you can't go back. Like, and people who have shopped, Target swimwear their whole lives and have never put on a bikini that fits as well as ours does, or makes them feel as good as ours does, or like the fabric isn't as good as ours, like they just don't know what they're missing. And then they put it on that first time and they're like, oh, I literally can never buy another bikini from anywhere else. Like, how could I ever wear that again? It's just in the similar way of like someone that's been buying a $10 bottle of Pinot, and that's what they think is the best, and then they taste Belle Gloss and they're like, I'm not ever gonna
Yeah.
drink anything
Yeah.
like this again. I mean, I have trouble drinking bad wine now. Like
Yeah,
I
you
can't.
do.
I think it's like a problem.
It's a real problem. She
Like-
cannot drink a wine
No,
under
I
a certain
just would
price
rather
point.
not
I won't.
drink
I won't
than
share
drink bad
that here.
wine.
But
I like it. That's
yeah,
that's
a wine shower.
that's what we
that's the
started
solution
doing.
for everything, right, Joe?
Yeah, all the wine that was shitty, we just started taking showers with it. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good now
Become a
too.
thing.
It's been corked. Wait, we haven't put corks on it yet.
You know, we're also like products of our environment, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's this story that I always think about, and it's such a like kind of useless story in a way, but like it tells so much about human behavior, because what we're surrounded with is what we think we can achieve, and so you have like you've heard of the rapper Fetty Wap?
Oh, of course.
Okay, 1738.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello.
Oh my God! Wow, throwback.
Yes.
So- So Fetty Wap is
I
he?
can't wait to see where this is.
I know. Oh yeah. Kenny's been here for the first half. He's like,
Yeah,
welcome to
this
the.
is a new level.
Wow.
It's like, yeah.
He's like kicking you under the table. He's like,
Yeah.
save yourself. Okay, go.
17.
I'm genuinely excited
it's
to hear
Fetty
where
Wap?
this is gonna go.
So they're the Remy
Yeah.
boys, the Remy boys, right?
Yeah.
That's what they call themselves. So
Yeah.
like, I heard this like clip, and I was like, I got to learn more about this. So I started like reading on them, and it, like
Yeah.
just, I was so intrigued by the whole thing. Like, where did these things come from? And being in the alcohol space, I know like what Remy is, and I know 1738 and whatever.
Glossy boys.
Yeah. So his thing was like, he's like, I started my rap career, and we named ourselves the Remy Boys, and 1738 became the call, and that was the highest tier cognac that was at the corner store in the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, that is
Sure.
that is the highest achievement that you could get to,
Mm-hmm.
and not even thinking about there's
Right.
multi-$1,000 bottles of cognac. It was 1738.
Yeah.
And so he thought like, I'm a baller. I'm gonna use this as my call. This is the name of my crew.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And now it's like, yeah, that's like bottom rung by most people's like standards that are really into cognac. And so once you move up that, like, I wonder if he still drinks Remy.
Yeah.
Probably not. He's-
Yeah.
Yeah. Top quality.
Interesting. Yeah.
No, I was genuinely interested to hear where that went, and I
I'm sorry if I'm
No,
sorry
no.
if it bored you.
no, I did learn something. I
Oh.
mean, my favorite class in college was hip hop appreciation. So, it
That was a
Yeah,
class?
You
It
guys,
was a
fun
class.
fact: Kenny knows everything there is to know about rap music. Like you can, like, ask
Yeah.
him anything.
But yeah, AMA. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding. We're live, right? So
Yeah.
people
Dude,
tune
lay
in.
some tracks right now on YouTube.
No,
This is a collab.
But hip hop appreciation was really cool because it was like, even if there was like a song you didn't like at the time, like, I don't know, like Soulja Boy or something, you're like,
Yeah.
you have to appreciate what went into making it and the artist and like this, what went on behind it. So like, even if someone, obviously everyone loved Fetty Wap in that song, I can't think of a single person in the world that wouldn't like that song. But if there was someone that didn't, the class was teaching you, hey, look, like, you don't know what it means yet. Like, if you're just saying, oh, I don't like it, that's one thing. But you have to appreciate it. You have to know, hey, look, this was like a call out. This was a dream that somebody was chasing.
Yeah.
And they achieved it. They're screaming it on a track, and it made it to the masses now. So, it was a really cool lesson that just, goes across all forms.
And
of
he
art
still
business.
calls it out. Like
Yeah.
he's not abandoning his roots.
Yeah.
That's still part of like his persona.
Sure.
And just staying on the music thing, totally unrelated. Oasis came
As
on.
always.
I know. I told you, it's a lot of whatever the fuck else.
You guys know the band Oasis, like 90s,
Yeah.
English
Yeah.
pop group. They're like touted as like the, Beatles, whatever.
Yeah.
And like
Wait.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. But
Okay, you don't have to appreciate them that much.
but so
2 days.
this is just a couple days ago, and I'm like, what was it about Oasis that like people were touting them as like the next Beatles, and then I was like, I don't know, they just stayed the same. They never evolved, right? And then they fell off, and we see that in every industry. If you don't evolve, you end up kind of like you lose the new consumer. You don't keep it exciting. You want to keep your base consumer, and then all your new consumers as well.
I love that.
And then and so the lack of evolution is what led to their demise. But look at hip hop. And the amount of artists in hip hop who have continued to evolve and have been relevant from like 95 or even like the 80s. If you go to like Dre, like, I mean, 80s all the way through to now, I think there's more holding power in hip hop than there is in any other genre of music, maybe country.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty cool to see like how they've all adapted. You go back to Dre's early stuff and Dre's stuff now. You're like, holy shit! Like this dude has actually like he puts the work in. He reinitiates kind of like the creative process in the music he creates, and just continues to reinvent himself. And he's done a phenomenal job. Same thing with business. Like I mean, that's something you guys are obviously doing, continuing to evolve, bringing in new styles. You know. Bringing the women's apparel in, that sort of thing. I mean, that's an important part of it.
Yeah, I mean, one note on Dre is he.
I can't wait to hear this.
Gotta get back to Dre before
Can we get back to Dre? But not talk about that.
Yeah.
No, I like this though.
No, one note on Dre. I mean, one of his obviously best qualities and things that made him most successful is just his ability to find talent and bring out the best in that talent. And like you saw that from the early days with like the Snoop Dogs of the world, but even on through, you know, Eminem, 50 Cent, like, and now just like even creating not a platform, but like a product like Beats that then gave like athletes and gave even other artists like full platforms to like show up on and like build credibility and get connected to. I think is just really powerful. But
if Dr. Dre is listening right now, Kenny will hook you up with a shirt
and a bottle.
Sounds
of
like a
Bell Gloss
collab, man. Here we go. Yeah.
The next round is with Dre involved.
Oh, we'll send him the biggest bottle of Bell Gloss we make.
You're welcome in our studio too. Please.
Yeah. Please get these guys out of here.
No, I was gonna say. I was like thinking about like I remember when your kids were growing up and there was a lot of they were listening to a lot of mumble rap.
Oh
and
man!
I felt like, and it was like this great opportunity of like a dad, right? Coming to his kids with like the Chronic or something. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all know
this,
me.
please.
I'm the same old G.
Yeah.
I went a bit low key, but that was so you could grow up. No, I was kidding.
No, but
Dude, he's laying it down.
it's like, and it's funny because now like they're going back to '90s rap because '90s rap was like so much more, you know, genuine and musical than what it is now. It's like you're like just hopped up on a bunch of like fucking drugs and Xanax and like like dude, what are you saying?
Dude, that's actually a really good song. I remember hearing that.
I mean, you have to find the appreciation,
Yes,
like he said, of what it took.
Joe,
to take
I
that
want to
song.
know your favorite rapper.
I think I'm gonna go with Snoop. Just all time favorite. I gotta go with Snoop.
And what about? Do you like his wine?
No, God. You can't put me in that. I don't want him to hate me. No, he just got like an endorsement deal. I get it. Like same with Martha Stewart.
He came in hard.
Okay, I gotta say. So you guys met Doug, right? Doug was a big part of the night that whole thing. I don't even know if I want to say the name, but like think of how genius that marketing was.
Yeah.
Like they got Snoop doing the Cali Red, right? For 19 Crimes, because he was actually like, you know, a quasi criminal as far as the justice system looks at it. And then they bring in the best version of a Karen. They bring in Martha Stewart for a fucking Chardonnay. And she's a real criminal. She's done more time than Snoop. I mean, come on, man! Like
And they have a relationship,
and they're doing cooking shows together. Now they got a collaboration. There you go.
Oh wait, it's the two-pack. It's and Martha.
Why didn't they call it the Tupac? Oh man!
That's good.
So that was
opportunity.
marketing
Missed
genius
opportunity.
right there, and bringing Martha into it was just like next level. I was like, fuck, those guys are good. That is so goddamn smart. But yeah, the wine, I don't know. I mean, I think that Martha obviously likes a little BBC.
Yeah. Okay, we're back there.
They also could have had.
Chardonnay is what he was talking about.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I think.
Man.
Look at that
Kenny,
criminal
they could have
photo.
had so much more fun with their product descriptions. You would have crushed those.
I
Kenny
was
writes all of our
thinking
product
that.
descriptions
She
on the
looks
website.
good.
You got to read them. They're so funny.
Kenny, you do?
He writes
Yeah.
them all.
Those are okay. We gotta. Hey, can you pull up some product descriptions on the website?
Yeah,
Art?
because you got some product descriptions. It's like, I like this.
No, because you
Yeah.
gotta be totally out of the norm.
Oh, I like
because
it. I
like,
like it.
I mean, we're talking
We
about
have
like
some fun with our shirt
Right.
names. What's one of your favorite shirt names that you've done?
Favorite shirt names.
Let's see. 'Cause they can pull it up.
There, I don't think it's on the site anymore. We had one that was like the Franz with benefits.
The Franz with benefits was a good one. It was
the
like
Franz
a
with
yeah.
benefits?
Franz with benefits was a good one.
Let's see.
Go to men.
Yeah, if you go to men's.
Oh,
Short
sweet.
sleeve. Let's see.
And so you come up with all the names and all the
names,
descriptions.
all the
That's awesome.
descriptions. Let's see. What's
It's funny.
a good one?
My abs look like that when I have my shirt open too.
The Parrots of the Caribbean.
The
was
Parrots
pretty
of the
good.
Caribbean was actually
no.
my
Actually,
name.
I would say
came up with that.
Yeah. Okay, the
The
Drippin' Dots
is a good one.
for just a polka dot shirt.
Oh no
Drippin'
way!
Dots.
It was like, but I think that was a good description.
Oh, the Drippin' Dots.
I
Oh, I do. These are. Yeah.
Click on the
Okay, I
Drippin'
do
Dots.
love.
We'll read
I
the
love
description.
Drippin' Dots. You know the play on words,
Oh,
right?
and then
You're
yeah.
a junk food specialist.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you scroll down.
Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm just trying to
I
help
know
you
all
out.
about that.
Your name is Fat
Yeah,
Mario,
sure.
dude. You should
Is
know
this
this
a-
I
stuff.
had my share of but didn't you put those?
Okay,
Dippin'
wait.
Dots on
Can I read
hot
this?
dog?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the description for Drippin' Dots.
Yeah.
A black and white polka dot shirt that actually looks really goddamn good. Okay. For a look so chill, the ice cream won't melt. This black and off-white polka dot button-down shirt is inspired by our favorite badass beach town in Bali and designed to transport you there. We reversed the interior collar print for a little icing on top. That's a little sexy.
It's
That's
a simple
good.
one, but you know,
That was
he's all
simple.
about those little details.
Maybe if we go back, the Bossitano
Oh yeah, the Bossitano.
is like a play off of Positano. It's the
the-
lemon print one. Maybe one more row. Yeah, there
There.
we go.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
good looking.
Oh,
Bossitano.
the espresso
Dude, that is a
yourself, that
good
was-
looking
Oh.
outfit.
Which one do you want to read?
Oh,
the Espresso
yeah.
yourself or the Bossitano?
Hey Art, can you text Rachel to buy me the Bossitano? I need the shorts too.
Art add to.
When life
I'll
gives
call
you
me as
lemons.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bossitano, you got a matching. Is that a romper for the ladies, or is that a shorts?
It's a sarong.
Oh, it's a sarong, okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Matches the bikini.
So this is a great look. First of all, so okay, here's the description: solar powered, run the beach, eat all the pasta vibes. Come naturally in the Bossitano. This look is sure to turn heads at dinner, the resort pool, or even at the backyard barbecue. Okay, especially the backyard barbecue. Make it a full-on, freshly squeezed cabana set with the Bossitano swim trunks. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That's awesome.
I can't wait for you to wear that in your next TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
So we like to take that approach too, and we just recently launched
Wait,
Spirits.
I'm sorry. Are you also modeling?
Yeah.
And was that you, Kenny? Wait, can you go back, Art? I'm sorry, dude. He's also
Wait, that's-
yeah, dude. Yeah,
Oh,
Christine,
That's
okay.
it.
Yeah, right
That's
there.
actually
It's
us on our
right.
honeymoon. You guys, we you know,
We
we like to save money
we're a
where
small
we can.
business.
Yeah,
we,
that's
budget
awesome, though. We're
appropriately.
looking good though. I was looking
Gotta be
for-
So okay,
scrappy.
I got to ask. Do you even mention that that's you guys?
No.
Yeah.
No.
we don't.
Because don't you
Sometimes
think?
we'll say like modeled by like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you
founder,
read the like
tenure,
model
designer.
guy.
Yeah,
But that's an
But not, like,
awesome.
forefront.
That's an awesome thing. Like because
it's just real. Like that's like our brand. End of the day, it's like we're not trying to be like models on pages.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like we want people to see this, be like, I want to go to Italy and rock these, and like see how that happens.
yeah, it's like
So-
We
these
also
are
use
like
our
these are just
friends
real people.
in
Yeah,
our
lots
photo
of-
shoots all the time.
well, like literally our
this
shoot
morning when we
earlier
were
today,
shooting
like
this print,
everyone that
it
was there, those
friends.
are just like buddies we've
Yeah.
made along the way that
Yeah.
were within the area and made sense
That's
to come
that's
out.
great.
Yeah.
I think this
And
is
they
a
were
good
all
time
awesome.
to note that I have some modeling background.
Oh.
You know, if you guys need some, I've seen some good facial hair on there, but I haven't seen a stash
Oh
like
yeah,
mine.
you're
Hey,
right.
Repping the thing. I
We-
think this is
hey.
like a brand.
Hey, blame
What's your
blame
dream?
Sabina. Blame Sabina. I was like, hey, you know anyone good in the area?
Yeah.
She could have just, right here.
Sabina.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Sabina. You've been awesome if you're
I've
out
done some
there.
modeling for Belle Gloss.
Oh.
I just finished
No,
Hard
yeah.
75. Okay, I'm not
Oh.
trying to.
Okay.
What's
You know-
your dream Kenny Flowers print location? What would you want to model? What print? What do you think?
I like the Bossitonian.
Bossitano.
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 Yeah.
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 That was
You're an
vibing.
Italy guy.
I
That's-
like those the pasta vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was really. I like bright.
Yeah.
And then I mean Joe called me out with like the Dippin' Dots.
I know his nickname is Fat Mario because he is a snacker.
Ooh.
And like he'll I don't know about Hard 75 or whatever you call it, that thing you've been telling everybody you're doing. It's like the same thing.
You told me. You said.
No, I'm just saying. It's like,
I was done with it.
how do you know somebody's a vegan? Well, the first words they say, right? So like it's the same thing with like, I'm doing 75 hard, like yeah. Anyways, you're
Unreal.
so no, so
But yes, next time we're in
Balsitano.
town, you can
Yes.
model a look,
Oh.
100%.
Dude, it would be an honor.
Well, I mean,
As
we-
long as you're,
Awesome.
the stash has
stash
to come
is-
with
I
it.
can do. Oh wait, well, the stash has
Yes,
to come with
yes,
it.
yes,
Really?
yes.
Oh,
I think so.
Yes, the stash is
See
a
that?
I know.
must.
I
Oh
should-
my God.
Compliments I'm getting. I
Do
don't
you ever
usually
go
get this in
stash,
this
Joe?
room.
I'd
I
shave
know
down
it's
to a
easier
stash.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you can have like we
Make
can
fun
do
of
like
the
a
stash, but you're rocking it
stash-inspired
well, in my
collection.
opinion.
A stash.
maybe like
I
a
appreciate
Wild
that,
West
man.
theme.
Christina's
Thanks a
got
lot.
a good
Yeah,
idea.
maybe like a
of
Wild
what?
West theme. He could wear his cowboy boots.
Ooh.
She's thinking like she's like a stash inspired.
Okay,
I will shave my beard. That's it.
Now,
that
Wait,
you?
is that your
Is that
model
you?
portfolio?
I what? Art? Why did you just bring? Okay,
Was this for the
I'm proud
Tide-
of this.
was this
People
for the
keep
Tide
saying this. I
collab?
got the Freddie Mercury stash, but look, I consider that a compliment. I'm just saying now picture that and some Kenny flowers.
Yes.
All right, you can
That
put on
would
those
be
shirts.
amazing.
Those
Wow.
things, I like it. Say it, but thank you.
So I love the uniqueness of those descriptions of your products, right, and the names for that matter. And I think that's something that we always see as like a huge benefit to when you're able to like get out of the corporate world and like you don't have HR like breathing down your
Right,
neck and you don't have like people trying to cancel you, and you can say shit that like Ron Burgundy would say, right? Like,
Right.
you know, it tastes like leather-bound books and whatever.
Yeah. Rich mahoganies and
Yeah, so you could have some fun with it, but no, that's all those differentiators. Like, and I hope people like that are out there thinking about doing this stuff. Like, that's how you make a difference. Push that limit, go to what you think the limit is, and then go beyond.
Yeah,
I
and
love that.
I think like you're asking like, oh, do you call out that this is like you modeling it or something? It's like we will like put in our descriptions like who's modeling it and stuff, and like since it's our friends, we'll like say what they do for a job.
Yeah.
Like we have a buddy who's like come on a couple cool trips with us. Like loves rocking KF. He's awesome. At Nugsfield, follow him. I'm just kidding. He got the shout out, but no.
Literally a corporate lawyer in
Yeah,
New
so
York
we're like,
City.
this is our like modeled by our lawyer buddy on vacation.
No way.
Because that's like
That's-
what our
that's our
customer
vibe.
is.
Like,
It's
we
like they're
want-
working
Yeah.
hard
we
and they're
wanna
going
show
on
our-
vacation to wear
We
stuff.
want to show
so.
it on
Yeah.
real people
That's
doing
really-
real things and having a good time.
Yeah.
Like that's our brand. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's about the energy too, right?
Yeah.
So you're like probably doing those shoots with your friends. You're having a lot
Yeah.
of fun, and that
Yeah.
stuff like,
Totally.
definitely breathes out.
totally. I mean, how much
And
fun
when
did we
you're
have
shooting.
today?
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
so much
Yeah, dude,
fun
that was a
today
lot,
shooting
right?
our
Today was
collection.
fun, and we didn't even get to waxing bottles, and we didn't
I
get to do a
know.
wine shower. So like,
Oh
there's
my
obviously
God.
a round 2
I'm-
coming up at some
Round two.
point.
Okay, you heard it
So
first
ready for the
here.
wine shower.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
My favorite part was like we were. In
I
the
kind of
Vegas.
got one from you when you were like 5 barrels above me, like pouring wine down. But look
Yes.
at these pants.
Yeah, they look good. Well, they're almost matching your shirt now. So
I know.
So I got to
It
tell
was-
everybody. So we did with this collaboration for the shirts. We had the
And
team
dresses.
out here. Yeah, and dresses for that matter. So we had the
I love
the
like,
dresses, the
China.
the dresses and the shirts, and did a photo shoot around in the vineyard and in the barrel room to kind of, bring the wine vibe in and all that. And so it turned out that we spilled a lot of wine on each other, and that's
Did,
what I love about
naturally.
these shirts and the
You
dress.
can't even
you can't
tell where the wine was spilled though.
It's
No.
amazing.
I think it actually just adds to it. It just
Yeah,
makes
it
the shirt
does.
look better. Yeah.
That's what you want.
It adds character.
And that's
memories.
That's really at the heart of a true Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Like you want it like each time you wear it for it to get more and more, valuable, more and more priceless. And
Good
I
times.
think like
So-
adding to the
Woven
design
in
every
there.
time you splash some wine on this shirt is
So do
totally
you-
okay.
Do you have that thing, like, as a guy, do you have that thing where you have, like, a shirt that has just been so worn in, it's ripping through in some parts, like, it's just,
yeah, he has.
yeah, like, and those are your favorite shirts? Dude, that's like, I have a bunch
the
of
Kenny
those.
Flowers shirts never.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
you have a-
Oh, but
Those don't rip.
but-
But I mean, you know how like who's it? Steve's Job, Mark Zuckerberg, all those really successful guys. Like they're like, I have one look. I wear it every day. I don't have to waste decisions on what I wear to the day. I have my outfit. I'm going. I have like 50 amazing shirts to choose from it honestly is decision paralysis sometimes.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's a good
tell me about it.
problem to
His
have.
bag is always over 50 pounds. Like literally every time at the airport, we're
I'm like, I didn't
weighing
know.
the
I
bag.
tried
They're
narrowing
like,
it down to the
"It has
20
be
that
50."
fit our
I'm like,
trip.
he
but
has so many shirts and so many swim trunks. Like, you can't keep it under 50 pounds.
yeah, and to think I used to literally backpack around the world
Yeah.
with 2 swim trunks and 1 Hawaiian
Yeah,
shirt
fun
or
fact,
something.
Kenny was the first travel blogger. Maybe not the first because I had my blog first, but he had a blog. No, but he had a blog in college
Oh, yeah,
called
this is good.
Every Day I'm Hostelin'. Back to the hip hop. We're back to the hip hop.
This is where
This is
where the names came from. Every day I'm hostile.
Yeah.
He literally wrote a blog called Every Day I'm Hostelin', and then
Hip-hop
meanwhile he
appreciation,
marries
bring it
Jet
into
Set
life.
Christina, luxury travel blogger.
Yeah.
Like we had different travel styles, but now I've teach your customers quality. I've taught Kenny the luxury life.
You literally did. Started out hosteling, ended up balling. Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
story of the last few years.
So I want to know from
You have to tell them about how many times you had been to Napa before we started dating.
Oh, I did hint at that last time, but I had never been to Napa before dating Jet Set Christina. And sure enough, within the first year alone, 6 times to Napa.
I
and
love Napa.
Probably now, like we've probably been 25 plus times,
Oh, yeah.
which like to me is like the 6 times in a year was very humbling because like Napa is like obviously to you guys like you live here, you're like it's amazing, but like this is this is life. Like how could you not have been here before or something like that maybe. My parents like grew up loving wine. My younger sister loved wine before I did. And to think that like me being to Napa 6 times in a year is more than like my parents had been here
in their lifetime.
in their lifetime
Yeah.
is crazy. And most people is like absolutely crazy, but also it's
Sorry, time out. What kind of pour is that, dude?
oh my god.
I listen.
Are you
I listen,
trying to cut her off?
I know.
I'm not. Christina, tell them.
Chardonnay is her creative. Oh my gosh. All right.
Dude, this is
Wait. Tell them what was in literally our wedding vows, Kenny. It's kind of interesting for the wine lovers out there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like.
I actually like a small pour. It's weird.
Oh.
Yes,
This is
but
a
you have
hot
to hear
take.
why.
Yeah, this is a hot take. I like it to stay chilled.
okay, I get that.
So-
I get that.
So I
true.
really
Yeah.
don't. I'm a white girl. Like I'm white wine.
I mean,
Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
this is awesome.
No.
White wine girl.
Yes.
Okay.
You truly are.
I'm a white wine girl, and I like it to stay chilled. So I like a small
understand
pour,
that, yeah.
and then I like a refill.
Tell them about one of the most luxurious, was it a beach club or resort that we were at? Like, in how they treated their wine pouring.
No, I asked for it.
Oh, wait. So, sorry. I stand corrected. This was not offered by a resort at the time.
No,
this
it was
requested
an idea.
by a
It was an
guest.
idea that I came
And
up
it's
with.
actually genius and establishes a new level
this is
of
a
quality
Jet
for
Set
your
hack.
wine drinking audiences. Anyone listening
I can't wait to
out
hear
there
this.
in the restaurant industry.
The Jet Set followers already know this hack. But when you're at a really nice hotel, restaurant, you're ordering an ice cold glass of rosé. It's a hot summer day. It's like 85 and humid out. Like, I do not want a full pour of rosé that's going to get so warm within
By the
2
time you're
minutes.
done, yeah.
So I just asked them to pour half the pour first, and then when I finish the half pour, come back and pour the second half. I was like, genius idea.
So then you get
Like,
a full glass of
yeah,
cold rosé,
cold rosé.
without having to chug it or without it
Yeah.
getting hot at the end.
Yeah, it's a hack.
I mean, we're getting into the
that.
details here
I
of
like
like
that.
daytime rosé drinking.
I mean, you're also putting a stake in the ground and telling the staff there that I'm high maintenance.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because you are.
only do this at the right places.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you are
you
paying
wouldn't
for
do
that
that
service.
everywhere.
You only do
Yeah.
this when they're charging.
Like
you
you can't do that
a
at
lot.
Sandals.
No. No, you cannot.
I'm pretty sure sandals, they just keep pouring.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's
pretty
all
sure they do.
inclusive,
Yeah.
actually.
Can't
Yeah.
try that at Applebee's.
I don't want to get into cruises
Yes.
and sandals and that sort of thing because I
Hey,
got my
I
opinions.
love cruises, so don't get me started.
Well, I like boats, but I don't know about being on like 1,000 people.
Oh my God, you
So there's
guys,
different ways
don't
to
hate on
cruise, there's different
cruising.
ways to
Don't hate on
cruise.
cruising.
I'm not hating on cruising, but I love boats. I just don't know if I could be with all the party people.
Oh, you can't hang.
Like 3,000 or 4,000 people.
Don't you have 6 kids?
I do, but like I mean, like the chocolate fountain and the buffet, like that's not my deal.
Who parties the hardest in your family right now?
Of the kids?
Yeah, well, you're allowed to be included. So, like, are you the top partier in the family, or is there a kid taking over? Or is it?
Yeah, no, I think
Wow,
it's
you
I
know.
think that's a good question. I think it's one of the I think it's a 16-year-old.
Oh man.
Yeah. He was over summer, but he's
This might get cut. You
Yeah.
know, we'll see.
No, but I mean, you know, in our industry, we get out and like we're going to the East Coast. We're hitting like 4 states next week, and the great part about that is you cover a ton of ground. You meet a bunch of people. You know actually see effects in the business.
Mm-hmm.
The negative part of it is that when you're hitting all these different places, everybody thinks you're fresh. And so they're like, yeah, we got this all planned out. Like after this wine dinner, we're going out here. We got these reps coming and whatever else. And you're like, fuck, man, I'm gonna die. Like I'm not 25 anymore.
Yeah.
And
Where was this when I was 25?
yeah, no shit, because that didn't
Yeah, 'cause
exist.
Then you
so,
would have
yeah.
loved that, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You know, it was hustling at 25, and now it's just there, and you're like, man, can I just go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, but
And on good terms, everyone.
yeah. So there was one thing I wanted to ask though about the kind of the natural collaboration between the two of you, right? So you've got this beginning this brand focusing on you know Hawaiian print T-shirts, and then and really following your dream, and then you have a travel blog. At what point did you guys realize that you could merge these together and work together, and I mean utilize like it is a whole lifestyle in a way, like you get to and kind of have to travel to maintain what you're doing, and you get to showcase all the stuff that you create, and you guys have a really nice life.
I would say it's just, you know, I was hinting at it a little earlier, but we've really, you know, for us, like, work-life balance, it all really flows together. It's like we'll go on vacation and, like, you know, there's elements of work at times, but at the same time, it's like, this is vacation. This is what, like, she works in the vacation industry because she loves vacationing, not because
I would
she
say
has to.
it all just stems from so much authenticity on both of our sides.
Yeah.
Like we're just doing what we love to do, and we're sharing that with other people, and
also we both, I'd
that's
say,
always
get like
been at the core.
Yeah, and I would say like we both get really excited about like for me, like if something's happening on the jet set front, like I get really excited about that. Like I want to be supporting that. I want to like be helping with that because that brings out creativity and kind of, you know, different outlet than like the one lane that you might assume I'm in with like Kenny Flowers all the time, and vice versa.
Insane.
So it's like it's really kind of flowed, you know, pretty well, I'd say, in that way, just to like be able to like work on different sides of things, but like still obviously in the same like end goal of, you know, like for her, like she's not an influencer for the sake of her wanting to be one. It's more like she wants to legitimately help others experience vacations, experience the right types of places and luxurious like aspects to life. You know, so that's just something that I think is kind of cool to call out.
It really is, and I will say that you know, my wife found out about the Mandarina from you.
No way.
And it's a resort just south of Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
It's where I proposed to her.
Oh
Wait, that's
my gosh.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's so special.
And
that
so-
makes me so happy.
And it was an amazing place. I mean, it's you know,
so beautiful there.
we had a great time. I proposed to her on the first night. We had like the beach dinner and everything, and
Yeah.
Awesome. Just turn it
Oh
into
my God.
engagement
so
honeymoon.
Oh, it was.
basically.
It was like, do you do it at the end or at the beginning? We did it. I was like doing it right. Like we landed, dropped our
Yep.
bags, changed,
Oh my god.
went to this private beach dinner, and proposed to her, and it was just like cloud nine for the rest of the trip.
So special.
But she found out about that from you. So what? Like, I mean, I don't think we would have. I rarely see anything on that place.
yeah.
So the fact that she found it, she's like,
Oh.
I think we should look at this.
Yeah.
They found the
Yeah.
website.
Art was on it. Art
Yeah,
was-
so the one and only Mandarina.
Yeah. It's
And-
a really special hotel.
Super
I
unique.
worked with them a couple years back, and it's. I mean, it was an amazing trip.
It
We
was
had
like
a great
Bali
time.
meets
We,
Mexico.
Yeah.
Like we,
yeah,
loved
and
it.
we spread the word, and I've had so many people tell me that they've discovered it through my blog, which is so special to me. It's like they would have never heard of this place. Like you said, your wife, like it's such a special place. It's so cool. Now you have your memories there. You literally proposed to her there. Like that's so special to me. And it's similar when people like tell us they wore Kenny flowers on a special trip, or when they proposed to someone, or it's so cool to play a part in people's memories.
And
like
thinking
that.
of like all
Same
of
with wine.
but all of the moments that you don't know that you were a part
know,
of,
I know.
and that's going to be the vast majority of
I
them.
mean, how
right?
do you feel about that? Like the amount of memories. I literally opened a Belle Gloss Pinot on my college graduation night with my
Wow.
parents. Like, I wasn't paying for that. Are you kidding me?
over 21.
Over 21.
No, my parents.
Would you drink this on my 21st?
No, my parents. Oh, like it was. I have a vivid memory of the steakhouse dinner that we had. Like, and I have a vivid memory of that waxed bottle, and that's so special to me. And how does that make you feel?
I mean, I guess it's probably this, same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people I touch. I just hope
Yeah.
that with these wines that like it makes whatever that event is a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think that it does.
It is.
And that's like all we can hope
Yeah.
for. And
Yep.
you get validation, but it's probably the smallest portion of what you get. But that bit of validation, just magnify that by 10 or 100 or 1,000, and just say, we know that we're. We of course we get our haters too. I love our haters because our haters make us better. But
I've never met a hater doing better than me.
oh, I like that. I like that.
I like that. That was like so.
That is.
I got chilled. Okay, like,
See, but
no, don't be
but see, you can get away with saying that if I say that I'm an arrogant prick. Like you actually delivered that very well.
Yes.
No, but I think that it's great to see that what you're doing, what we're doing, like that that it's creating something of a special memory of a
Yeah.
more important moment in their life.
Yeah.
And that's all we can hope for at the
Yeah.
end of the day. When you hear those few stories that actually get to your ears, then that validates everything you're doing.
I can't believe the symmetry in our brands.
Yep.
Like that's something we talk about all the time with Kenny Flowers. That's something that's so special to us about our customers. Like we are just hopefully bringing that extra positive energy to their day when they put on Kenny Flowers, to their vacation when they pack us, like, and when they tag us and when we run into them. Like I think you already talked about that in the last
Oh my
episode,
gosh,
but
it's
like when we run into people wearing Kenny Flowers, it's just they're having the time of their life, and we're like we're attracting the right people. It's positive energy people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and even
and-
if it's 5% of that experience, like
Yeah.
that's a huge upgrade.
I really like you calling out 5% of the experience, or that that little extra, because at the end of the day it's like that's all we can hope for. It's like you hope you can do something that just helps someone celebrate something a little bit more.
Yep.
And if it ends up being a lot bit more, or if it's like ends up being like the memorable moment of a trip, that's amazing. Or if it's like the bottle of wine that you like remember from like a graduation weekend, like that's huge. But end of the day, it's like if you can just do those little drops in the bucket, the little extra, it's like that's it's making the world a better place. Really.
Yeah,
exactly.
it
And it's piece by piece.
Yeah.
You're rarely going to hit a home run at 100%, right?
Yeah.
Like that's well, that's awesome. Well, so there was one thing that you did. You talked about your first release, your first.
Yes.
So, 300 shirts.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to this,
Sure.
and I don't know if you're at liberty to disclose this because
Yeah.
I'm very private about my the volumes that we produce, and we're not huge, right?
Yeah.
But we're big enough to be like, important in the world of
Yeah,
wine.
for sure.
Like it's not, we're a moderate scale of luxury.
Yeah.
So how many pieces, I guess, or units are you at right now?
Yeah, so we, you know, like I said earlier, it's like the 300, that first run, like, to me, that's such a just iconic number because it was, like, some of the designs, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if people are going to like this. I'll make 20, I'll make 50, like 3 small, 7 medium, 7 large, just 3 XLs, like... Things that, like, if you tell anyone else that, like, went to, like, a factory in China or something, they'd be like, how did you do that? Like, minimums were bigger, like, all of that. And I was like, no, like, we worked with a place, they saw our vision, and, you know, we've really been able to grow a lot over the years, sorry. But at the same time, it's like, we're really putting that emphasis on, like, some of our styles are going to be limited run. They're gonna be like, you know, there's only gonna be a few hundred out there of this. Like, this is your true chance to get there. There's of course like bestsellers that, like, if we took off the internet, that would just be a disservice to the world because they are people are going, for example,
every time they go for
Amalfi Coast to wear the Bossatana, or they want to bring Italy to them, or it reminds them of their honeymoon in Italy, but then they're, you know, back in their backyard. So, you know, our quantities really vary a lot depending on, like, the specific article of clothing.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's definitely a slightly bigger game than the 300 in a first run, but also, you know, we're by
you sound
no
like
means,
you sound like me.
You sound like
yeah.
You guys have so much to go. I like how you said, like, I don't like to get asked this question, but I'm going to ask you.
And then he gives the same runaround. He gives the same runaround response that I would give somebody, like, oh god.
Before he said that, I was like, before I say something again, I'm gonna have to disclose I'm at the point of the day. I've had a lot of wine. I'm starting to feel a little more buzz. But yeah. There's the little bit of runaround, but
No, I'm with you on it, but I just thought I'd ask. But you know,
appreciate
and I
challenge. I bet 4 on a Friday.
I very much respect the fact that you have your, you know, because it is. There's this funny thing about, you know, volume, right? Mm-hmm. Like everybody wants to think that this, you know, a Birkin bag or something, right? But there's a whatever, I don't know how many they make, but like. They want to make it. I have 0. I'll never buy my wife a Birkin, or myself for that matter. But like that kind of stuff where you just know that it's at that level. Like, I would relate it in the wine world to like a Screaming Eagle, if you've heard of that brand, right? Just extremely expensive upon release, and the secondary market is even more lucrative. And you're like, what does that do? Like, all that is that, you know. I'm a guy that can afford it, and I'm going to go to a dinner party, and I'm putting my big swinging dick on the table, and that's it. And you're like,
not the Chardonnay,
not the BBC,
not the BBC.
No, just
on the table.
And you're like, you look at it, and you're like, what is the point of that? And it's the same idea or ideology that I have against like Birkins and that level of luxury. And it's like, yeah, it's cool to say I do that, but it's way cooler to say this is accessible and it's just as good.
Yep.
And you're not ever going to get to a volume like a massive volume. I mean, we're limited by our vineyards overall, right? And so we do, you know, our breaks are kind of pricing based.
And like us by our boutique factories, I was talking about earlier.
So like they max out at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I want to stay in stock of this product or that product. And then you may take price adjustments if the run rate is like, well, we're going to run out in 6 months, so we're going to take a $5 or $10 price increase. So there are things like that, but the whole you know, just the facade, and it's in every industry, because there's mainstream shit that's produced, and then there's the real stuff that's somewhere in the middle, and then there's the stuff that is just totally fabricated that like you're like okay, you made this up. It's like, oh, what? Yeah, you can only make 100 of those? Yeah. Bullshit. Like,
And then you made 100 where you put one, like, cube of salt in or something.
It is, it's interesting. But it is funny to think, like, we do have a lot of very similar elements to our business, or ideologies of business, at least. So it's been a great pleasure to have you guys here, to show you around, and We got our quartet here now
Oh
of
my God.
everybody wearing
gonna
this.
say, before she joined, we were saying we needed to go to downtown Napa,
Oh my God.
find a fourth person to like join our little quartet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Here she is.
Oh my
We didn't even have to
gosh.
leave the studio.
Where
We've
are we
still got the
going?
wine
Yeah.
pouring.
We got to
I can
roll.
roll
We
it.
got to roll downtown St. Helena. I think
go.
that'd be
We're gonna
yeah.
start a revolution right now, dude.
Where's
Just
your
rolling
guys'
down
spot? Where do you guys like to go? What's the best restaurant in St. Helena? I gotta know for my blog.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
I know.
What's your favorite?
No, it's all
They
it's
just
it's
stopped
all right.
recording.
It's like already got us out.
I'm
My
an
favorite is
investigative journalist.
no. So I would say Brasswood.
We love Brasswood.
Okay, you've been.
Yeah, we love Brasswood. I mean,
I-
are you kidding me? That pulled mozzarella. Oh my god.
Yo, yes. Okay,
Oh.
you've had the mozzarella.
Yes, it's the best.
Like it's like I'll just sit there and eat like a
It's
pound of
so
that stuff.
good.
So Brasswood, but
love
they've also
Brasswood.
got like a little boutique there. They've got the tasting room. There, it's a
Yep.
very unique space
Yeah.
for Napa Valley. But the food is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Big fan.
the other one I would say is Charter Oak.
Yeah, I was hoping you were gonna say that.
Mm-hmm. Big fan as well.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah,
that's
the-
where your
That's
brother's
where my brother had his
rehearsal,
rehearsal
or
dinner.
not rehearsal dinner,
Yeah,
welcome party.
welcome party.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
so good.
I'll call it out. I love the bar and I love the patio, like the
Yeah.
the outdoor area.
Used to be Trevigny, right?
It did.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you brought that up because the crew at Brasswood is pretty much the old Trevigny
Oh,
crew.
really?
Because they closed down, Trevigny closed down
Yeah.
just as Brasswood was opening up. And
Interesting.
Trevigny was like the place, the Italian eatery, like
Yeah.
high end, like really great place.
Yeah.
So Brasswood was like, we need a whole crew,
Interesting.
back of house, front of house.
Wow.
Brought everybody in. They've still got like quite a few of their team are still
Okay.
Trevigny alum.
Cool.
So, and that's where the mozzarella came from.
There you go.
Okay.
Was from
wow.
Trevigny.
I didn't even know.
Then Charter Oak is
Yeah.
where Trevigny used to be.
Right.
So Charter Oak, I love their bar. I don't like the dining room. That's the only thing I don't like because it's
Okay.
like a little cafeteria
Yeah.
style. Like they,
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
being critical, and I sound like I feel
Which
like I
you
sound
never
like a
are.
dick.
You're
I'm
never
never,
critical.
no.
Right?
What do you
Not on this show.
what do you drink when you're not drinking wine? When you go to
Ooh.
Charter Oak and you're ordering a cocktail or a beer, like what are you
I
ordering?
love paper planes and
Okay.
French 75s.
Okay. Delicious.
Those are probably my two favorite cocktails. Have been for
Have
years.
you ever ordered a pina colada in Napa?
Kenny's a
Oh
my
big
God. That question.
pina colada guy.
All day.
Big
No,
pina colada guy in
dude,
the
I
house.
honestly, I don't think I've not in Napa. I don't think I've ever ordered a one.
Wait, you guys have to go somewhere now and order one and
Order.
rate
Can you
it.
order directly from the bartender?
Yeah.
Have you ordered one here in Napa?
Not yet.
I can't say I have.
Except maybe at a hotel? No, maybe probably not. No.
Probably not.
Kenny does pina colada reviews on @JetSetChristina, and they are a hit. Like
Yep.
he
Really?
will review
Oh,
pina
this
coladas all over
good.
the world that we go to wherever.
It's one of my favorite things. Like you're at a wedding. It's like you're like downtown Atlanta or something. You're just like, can I get the
Pina
frozen
colada?
pina colada?
No, but like
or something?
people want to know
And they're
where,
just
where
like,
is the best.
What are
pina
you
colada?
talking about, man?
Like-
no, but
Yeah,
no, really
we'll
on
review pina
vacation. A lot
coladas.
of the places we go.
How
We
many
do
times does a
today.
bartender tell you like, "Sorry, we can't do that"? Like, you want me to get a
I-
blender
I-
out for this?
I usually know when it's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be.
scope
enough.
it out.
So it's more of a toy it on.
Yeah.
But,
So
But did
Chris,
you have-
Chris used to be a bartender.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. In some of the places I
So
worked at
maybe
was like,
you
if
would
someone
have
came
a 10
with
out of 10. Maybe you'd make a 10 out of 10 pina colada.
Yeah,
Wow.
depending on where I work. So you have to first of all, if we're
Yeah.
gonna do the frozen stuff,
Yeah.
like some of the bars
Yeah.
I worked at, like the first one, or I worked at Houston's and Century City, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was like,
Mhm.
yeah, and so we didn't even have blenders there. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
if it came up, like people would come up with that, like,
Yeah.
you know, the daiquiri, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, and you're just like, we don't got blenders.
But,
Here's a shot of tequila. We
Yeah, how's that
it's
sound?
just,
Yeah.
but yeah, I remember like I was like thinking about this the other day too because we were like talking on the podcast. Like I've been really getting like rusty, like being out of the game. I think I was like talking about Cuba Libre or something.
Oh, Cuba
like that.
Libre. Yeah, and you
I was-
forgot what it was.
Yeah.
It's fucking
And also
rum,
okay, but
coke,
coming
and
back
lime.
to that, but
Joe's
but
like,
Barbara-
I'll make one in a
Yeah.
barrel right
well,
now.
we were talking about like these silly like advanced names for like
Yeah,
a simple drink,
yeah.
and like Cape Cod is the one for vodka and cranberry juice
Cape Cod.
with the lime.
Oh, okay.
It's always like gotta have like that lime in it and stuff like
Quote
that. But
unquote.
yeah, I used to have like the whole like book. I went through like the whole like mixology stage too and stuff like that. I'm like,
You had the flair.
right,
awesome.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
You did that whole thing, yeah.
yeah.
Did you have the
Yeah,
mustache when you bartended or no?
Sometimes.
What?
I realized that the tips.
How were the tips with and without? That was my next question.
I felt like the tips were a little higher.
So
Anyone
okay,
that
so
thinks so,
this is
but-
I'm gonna
I
throw
feel like
Chris
you
under the
want
bus.
to get a drink from a bartender with a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
Like,
that
you
would
feel like
lead to
they
a
would
bigger
make a
tip because you're just
good
like,
cocktail.
oh, they made me this.
Yes.
Manhattan.
Yeah, that's why I
whatever.
felt like
Yeah.
that. I did want to ask this though,
Yes.
because
Yep.
like I was saying, I was hearing the stories before the origins. It's like, so with your dad's shirt,
Yeah.
inspiring,
Oh,
the whole
sure.
thing. I was actually, what do you still have this
Yes,
shirt?
I do.
Oh yeah.
Like, is it?
I do.
It should
do
be
you wear it?
framed.
Is it like have you like?
So I don't wear it.
Framed it?
It hangs. I think it could be framed.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a size large from, I won't say the company's name, but it's like a triple XL. Like, it's huge. Like, the sleeves are to
The way
here.
the
Oh,
Hawaiians
It,
used
like,
to
floats
fit
out
were
to
just
it.
like
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
brand.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
super airy and flowy.
And,
Yeah.
and trust me, like,
Yeah.
it didn't stop me from wearing it before
Yeah.
I started Kenny Flowers because, like I said, it was just the feeling of putting it on. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out. Like you don't put a. I've always felt like you don't put a Hawaiian shirt on and say I'm not gonna have a good day. Like, you're putting it on and
I
saying
bet.
like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So that all rings true. But yeah, the actual fit of it's pretty funny. I think like a Father's Day, my dad like went into the closet, like grabbed it and threw it on, and it was pretty funny to see the difference of that versus the shirts I was making.
What you're making
at that
now.
time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you like that's just really heartwarming, too. Like, that's what I really loved about like hearing that story. And you have a good relationship with your dad, obviously, and like growing up in the winery and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You guys mess with each other though more so. Like, what was that? You told me that.
We've been
story
fucking with each other
where
a
you sent
lot
you that
last couple of
picture
weeks.
I know we talked about it on the other.
Did he
live
know we were out
podcast,
there
but-
today? No, I was kidding.
No. He was so it's funny like, so he sends me like a picture and he tells me it's like one of my vineyards and it's like these fucking beetles that have just come down and like eaten everything.
That's amazing.
Oh no.
And so he didn't say it at first, and I was like, "What are those? And where is that?" And he's like, "It's Clark and Telephone Vineyard." And I look at it, and I'm like, that is not like I can see in the background.
Oh
like
my
there's
God.
like that is not our infrastructure. So I was like, "That's not Clark and Telephone." And he's like, "I planted a vineyard in Kentucky." I was like, "Well, there you
Oh
go.
my God.
That's why people
what
don't plant
happens,
vineyards in
yeah.
Kentucky."
That's funny.
And then the next thing was, which actually this this podcast won't come out until probably afterwards, but so he's going to be on the cover of Wine Spectator.
No way.
And so I saw it on like James Molesworth, his Instagram.
Yeah.
And so I was like, sent him a screenshot. I was like, awesome, congratulations. It's been too long, like since you've been on a cover or whatever. And he's like, oh, that's just a joke. It's a
What?
joke cover, like that they made it up. Like, I know you're bullshit when I see it. So we have this family history of like just messing with each other,
Yeah.
and it resonates through the company now.
Yes, I noticed that.
You noticed
today.
that? Really? It was that blatant?
Yeah.
So this morning we had this blessing of the grapes, and there's this one guy
What does
named.
that entail? What is the blessing of the grapes?
We have a priest come out, and he does with the olive branch and holy water, blesses the grapes and the people, and all that, and it's kind of just like a tradition that we do.
I love that.
So, with one of our first loads of fruit to be picked, and so it's about like he talks about safety and the harvest and the bounty, all that So it's a really great thing, and then we open champagne and
Oh my gosh.
and do like a little cheers and celebration.
So you had a day. This was all today.
Yeah,
That was
my
before you
God, that was
rolled up to the
that was
vineyard.
before I rolled up to the
Yeah,
vineyards.
yeah.
Hey, we've had a day too.
I know you
Yeah.
guys. You guys,
You guys have had, like,
We
3
literally
days.
just
You
got
guys
off
are-
the plane from
We've all
Italy.
had days.
We went from Tuscany to Napa in T-minus 24
I have
hours.
I have like a golden rule of like if I'm gonna be on
And
a
I gotta-
podcast,
yeah.
it's gonna be like the morning when I'm fresh.
Yeah.
No.
And sure enough, here we are
Yeah.
after
In the
like
afternoon.
just drinking red wine like
Kenny,
since
but
10
what
a.m.
did you say in Tuscany about the wine?
I mean, I was excited to get to Napa.
He missed Napa wine.
I miss Napa. Yeah, I used to not know much about Napa, but I miss it when I'm gone.
We have a.
I
yeah.
appreciate that because I'm the same way. Like I will appreciate, the wines while I'm
exactly.
there, but then
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
Appreciation.
man, I got my style that I like, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to get back
It
to
is
it.
funny
You
how
get to
wine
this
is that
point where
way.
you go to you go to a wedding in Italy,
I'll move on to
and
Pinot.
the Chianti is just,
Just a
it's
little bit.
coming strong.
Small.
You have a little hangover the next
good.
day, and then suddenly you're like, drinking more Italian wine the next day because it's Sunday, and eventually it's Monday, and and all of a sudden you're like, all right, like this has to stop. Like,
Yeah,
I
you got-
appreciate it, but like
you
I need to
gotta
get
pull
back
back.
to like my good safe wines, the
Yeah.
ones I know.
Do you
Yeah.
have any foreign wines that
yeah,
you like,
what
love?
do you like from around the world?
Oh god, there are some champagnes I love.
I mean, champagne.
yeah.
Oh my
Like
God.
go to. I mean, there's some good ones here. Like Schramsberg does some really good ones, but I'd say my go-to is like the Taittinger. I say Taittinger because that's what everybody says here. They pronounce it Taittinger.
Taittinger.
But I sound pretentious when I say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I will now
Taittinger.
say that all the
Taittinger.
time. Taittinger.
Yeah.
The one so they're
That's right,
I also
right?
like Pierre Jouet.
so their Comps de Champagne
Fresh
is
wine.
like my favorite kind of go-to mainstream. It's high-end, but go-to mainstream. But the names out there, like Ruinart, familiar with that? Ruinart. So they pronounce it well. And like whatever, when I went to Champagne, I was like, I have no idea what you're saying. I got what? You lost a few vowels and got a couple consonants.
I
Like
am
now-
dying
Yeah.
to go to Champagne.
I would say
What do you think?
go
You might
outside
need
of
your
winter.
tips.
Outside of winter.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'll send
have
you
to
guys some
reach
links
out.
on like. There are some really great hotels.
Yeah.
Some of the best food in France that I've seen.
I
And
want to go so bad.
The only thing you got to worry about is heartburn because you're drinking champagne with everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of their food is
Yeah.
very rich, but it's phenomenal.
Ruinart.
These guys are good back
No, he
there.
just brings
Oh
it
my
up.
gosh.
Um,
I keep turning my head to see what I'm going to learn.
Okay, besides champagne, do you drink any reds from abroad?
Yeah, so like Viña Cobos down in Argentina.
Okay.
That's one of Paul Hobbs. He's an American winemaker, but
Yeah,
his
yeah.
reds
Had
from
Paul Hobbs.
Argentina are awesome. And I like his wines here too.
Viña Cobos. Can you write that down, Kenny?
Yeah, let me break out my pen. No. I've got a pen.
He's got it. He's
No,
got
we
it.
love Argentina. We love Malbecs.
I don't know if I'm writing this right.
I'm-
Venus Coba?
Cobos.
We make our swimwear down in Colombia. We make our swimwear in Colombia, so the South American wines down there you can get
Oh,
so
yeah.
easily, and
Yeah.
the wine
has
is
your
so
back.
good. And I always look for anything
is.
high
I spelled it the
elevation.
right way.
That's my
Okay,
style.
so that's yours right there then. Cobos
Okay.
is
Yeah,
awesome.
Viña Cobos.
They're in the Uco Valley. It's
Yeah.
really good stuff. No, but so I wanted to finish the story
Yes, keep
about
going.
Kyle. I forgot about that.
Oh, you want? Yeah,
So-
I wasn't gonna give the grapes.
All right, so this
Okay.
guy refuses. He manages our distillery and all of our vineyards throughout the state.
Okay.
And he does not like people in general. So he doesn't like to be part of this, like, any of our company
Yeah.
events and everything. And so we had a pick last night of Gewürztraminer from one of our vineyards down in Santa Maria Valley. And I wanted to pick to like 21, 22 bricks, like really low alcohol, high acid, and all that. So like we called it. It came in this morning and looked great. And so I'm there on the crush pad, and this is before the blessing of the grapes. And I'm looking at the bricks, the sugars, what it came in at. It came in at like just over 22, and it's like, cool, that's awesome. The load weight was like over what we expected, meaning like more productive from the vineyard. But it was like a little heavy compared to what the estimate was. So I've got one of the winemakers there with me, and she's like, her name is Cheryl. She's like, do you want me to let Kyle know the numbers? And I was like, no, I want you to lie about the numbers to Kyle. And so she's like, what do you want to say? I was like, instead of saying 22 bricks, I want you to say it's 27, 28 bricks, like super high, meaning
Oh
like
my God.
you'd be like 16% alcohol. And then I want you to say it was 28 tons in the load instead of 21 tons in the load. And so like all this stuff, and that's like
16%.
saying like over the road, it's like,
Gotta check these
illegal
now.
at
These
that point.
people.
And that's Kyle on the right there. So
16% Kyle right there.
and so she texts him these
They
numbers,
look intense.
and then I call him up and I
Is he
double
standing on a
down.
box, Joe? I'm not sure. Is he on a box?
Yeah, he's on a box. So I call him up and I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on with the vineyard down there, but these are the numbers. And we checked all the instruments. We tried it 3 times, all this stuff. And he's freaking out. And so he calls like down there and he's like, what the fuck's going on? All this stuff. And I'm like, you got to get to the winery right away. little did he know, I was just baiting him to get to the event we had this morning.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
So he comes in as we're in the middle of the event. And he
This
like
is
walks by
later this
everybody,
morning.
and then I call him out. I'm like,
Yeah.
by the way, we got Kyle Stroud finally showing up to
Oh
an
my
event.
gosh.
It was good. It was
So
good.
good.
Good little fuckery. It was a lot of fun. Good time. Anyway, so how many employees do you guys have?
Yeah, so we're a small but mighty team. There's 12 of us in our core crew.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
It's very very lean but awesome team. We grew a lot during the COVID years, so very like remote environment right now.
Yeah.
Working on bringing a few more folks to Charleston so we can just be with everyone every day.
Oh, so you have a headquarters there, like an actual office?
Yeah. So it's right now we have our flagship store.
Yeah.
The second floor is the Cabana Club, which is gonna become an event space and bar. The event space we're gonna be bringing to life for the launch event in a few weeks. Right now that's staging as our office, but hopefully as it becomes a bar, it doesn't become an office.
Yeah.
So we're working on bringing people that way. But yeah, the team's great. We work with, if you count the amount of people involved in the Kenny Flowers products, once you get into
Right.
the manufacturing in
Oh,
Bali and
yeah.
Colombia, Peru, you name it, it goes hundreds deep. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of people bringing the dreams to
Yeah.
life, which is amazing.
But keeping you're in inside core,
The
like
corporate.
small. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. Keep that vibe. I mean, that's like,
Mhm.
I'd say that what I've learned is that culture is a huge part for me
Yeah.
to focus on for the whole company,
Yeah.
and it pays off, right?
Yeah.
And there are people that do things that are way better than I could ever do them. Like I used to
Right.
manage all of our fruit supply.
Mhm.
This guy Matt, like he's been working with me now for 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
Guy runs around me in circles.
Right.
And I'm like, I was hustling my ass off
Just
doing his
trying to
job
Do that. Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
half-ass
That's amazing.
ability, and like
Yeah.
that he comes in, I'm like, fuck, okay, this is great. So like delegation's a hard thing, but
Right.
that is that's a great thing to like just have a small core that you can
Yeah.
be able to continue to grow off of. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
No, it's a great size for now, and as we continue to grow, we definitely know the ways the team can continue to grow out. But yeah, we like being very connected to it, but also like you said, like there's the delegation, the areas where it's exciting for me when there's people that know what to do in their areas better than I would, but we love getting our hands involved in everything just so we at least know the base. Like we opened our first store in Charleston because we're there. Like
Yeah.
we didn't know shit about opening a store like going into the spring, but we knew it was the right call. It's like an incredible space, and we're like, let's use this to learn, and then hopefully that sets a good model for what we can be doing, or trusting others to be doing.
Yeah.
If we can get some more stores open in years to come.
well, that's awesome. That's a great place to start. Charleston's one of my favorite cities in the country.
Dude, you'll have to let us know next time
Yeah,
you're in town.
come.
Oh, I get down there like have you been to Halls? I assume.
Oh my
God, I
gosh,
love
yeah.
Halls.
Okay.
5-minute walk from our store.
God.
Love halls.
They're-
That's where we
they're-
celebrated our store opening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
At night.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Classic. Like great steakhouse.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall, I don't remember his first name. He used to call Clark and Telephone, or one of our Pinots, telephone pole. So I redesigned the label, sent it to the TTB, had it like
Oh my
approved to say telephone pole,
Stop.
For them.
bottled a bunch of
so funny.
Magnums, and sent him
my
like
gosh.
a pallet of Magnums that said telephone pole.
That's
so
amazing.
good.
I love that.
I like
That
the
is-
lakes you'll go.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh,
That's
you,
so
yeah,
good.
but
Oh my God.
it's like little things like that. They're just like you
It
know,
makes them- makes
they're
an impact on
They're fun
people.
stories too.
Yeah.
They're like you're
And
just
that's
like
an incredible establishment. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh my God,
It's the
yeah.
best.
never heard anyone speak poorly about
No.
that restaurant. It's
It's
like
the best.
it's associated with special occasions.
The
date
service
nights,
is
good night.
amazing
It's just-
every time.
Every time you're meeting someone in the family, they're
Yeah.
coming up to
Yeah.
your table. Like every guest.
yeah, you want
walks
to like
away.
you seal a deal.
pumped about
That's
it.
where you go. Like
Yeah.
that. It is such a place. It's like
Yeah.
it's an event. Yeah.
We'll come visit.
For
Oh, I'll be
sure.
back there.
We'll go to
We'll
Halls.
pop some telephone
Our
pole.
our number one market is South Carolina.
No.
Really?
Well, not by total
What?
volume, but by what I call indexing, meaning like if we were to spread out through the 50 states in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
how much wine they should sell based off of how much
Oh, like
wine they
they're-
sell overall.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So they
Well,
are
then you gotta
they are
come
over indexed.
visit.
Oh, we're there more often than
Okay.
than not, I
Well,
guess.
Yeah.
But,
The
yeah.
food and wine event there.
Oh, yeah.
that I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
able to go out
Yeah,
there
that
too.
was-
like
yeah.
it's like
We
it's
haven't
always
been
the
yet.
best one.
Oh, we'll have to go
great-
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Will you guys
we
go
keep
next
being
year?
out of town.
we probably will.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's
it's
do
that
it.
that's one of the ones we
I
hit.
think-
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think we should all go together and wear our
Yes.
shirts.
Oh my God,
Like our-
yes.
like our
And with
brigade.
our crew, with
Absolutely.
your crew,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely should.
We'll have the bottles on. Oh my god! Is he cutting us off?
I know. It was a great pleasure to do this whole collaboration with you guys. Look forward to doing
I
it more with
know.
you.
I'm sorry about
I was
that.
like, is this Halloween? Like,
No,
what's
no,
going
no.
on?
Hey, you scared Giddy. Art.
Art, we're in here talking and
I
drinking.
know.
I thought you stopped recording.
I thought you were
Yeah.
back in there drinking.
No, bro, I ran out of wine. Hold on.
Hey, you don't,
I
tell
thought-
us when to stop. You don't cut us off.
I thought we were at the bar.
I know.
We're
I don't even-
still going. We're still talking.
I didn't even know we were in the studio anymore.
It started to taste like pina colada. I don't know.
You're getting notes of pina colada.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Pineapple,
wait, okay, wait,
coconut.
wait, last thing, the pina colada stuff. Wait.
We could make a pina colada Chardonnay, guys.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
That'd be good.
I
Like
was-
a little pineapple coconut tasting
Pina
notes.
colada, nay.
Actually,
Colada
see,
nay.
it's happening. See what
Colada
happens?
nay.
This is like how you guys do it.
And then there was a print on the shirt that's got all of the elements that you would expect.
Waxed pineapples and waxed coconuts.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
like it. Wait, do you have any rules though with your pina colada? Because like
Yeah.
it clicked in my brain. I was like
Yeah.
thinking like Barstool Sports and
Yeah.
like little
Yeah,
pizza
yeah,
reviews,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like,
What
do
are
you
your
have
Like,
rules?
yeah,
what's your
yeah.
rule? Like,
Just like not too sweet. Like I don't want added sugars.
Yeah.
Like if you use fresh pineapples, fresh coconuts, and like a good amount of rum, like it's gonna work out as a great pina colada. It's like when you start adding like artificial ingredients,
Syrups.
it's just
Yeah.
like you can sense that right away.
Yeah.
It'll obviously like taste good or desserty. You just don't need that though. It's already like a strong enough, sweet enough drink. So that's my main thing is like not too sweet.
He's kind of a healthy pina colada.
I'm a
guy.
healthy pina
Yeah.
here's
colada
the
guy.
ingredients.
It's the Colorado
yeah,
in him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I
that.
want-
I'm with you on that
Pineapple.
though. Like
Yeah.
if
I'll
I
take a floater. Like I love a floater. I want
Oh,
it to be
yeah.
strong, but I really don't want you to just like pump
Like
in extra.
you don't want
sugar
like an
for no
ice cream
reason.
Yeah, for
milkshake.
sure. Yeah.
It's not
You
necessary.
don't need like
French 75, same thing.
I love
like,
a French 75.
and I'll be like, no simple syrup.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, give me that acid.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the same
Yep.
like when you
Same with
order
the spicy
Mars, you're just
marg.
kind of like, hey, no extra,
Yeah.
syrup. We don't need it.
Just don't.
Fresh limes, tequila.
When
blend
I
it
make
the right way,
margaritas
like a
at home,
boss
I do honey.
bartender.
Little honey.
Ooh,
Hmm.
okay.
I've never
good.
tried that.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think that's one of a fun thing with Napa. Obviously, pina coladas aside, is like you go wine tasting all day. Sometimes it's, you go to one place.
You just
Other
want a
other days
cocktail
you go
at
to
the end of the
4,
day.
Yeah.
and it's like you get to dinner and you're just like, I want a beer or a cocktail. You're just
Yeah.
like I have had my amazing wines for the day,
Yeah.
and like I think that's such a fun like turn and like such a part of the Napa culture where it's like, yeah, you have to have good cocktails
Yeah.
here. Because by the end of people's days, it's like what they're ready for.
Absolutely. And it's getting more and more to be the norm like that. And I love it.
Yeah.
Just getting people like just opening their minds to like all this
Yeah.
diversity of options they got.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been
Cool.
a great little collaboration.
Wow.
Looking
It's
forward to
been
doing more.
It's been a
Oh
day.
my gosh. Round
Absolutely
Cheers.
amazing. Cheers, salud.
Cheers.
See you guys in Charleston next.
Thank you, Kenny.
Kenny.
Thank you,
Oh my
Christina.
God.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You guys,
It was
thank
great to have
you.
on,
So
yeah.
fun.
Let's do this again sometime.
Anytime.
Yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah.
fun.
All right, and I'll just be waiting for your call or for
For the modeling.
The modeling.
Oh, the modeling? Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry.
you absolutely should have modeled today. I can't believe that you didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks so
I'm
much.
kind of offended that you didn't.
Yeah.